back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
That sounds like a beautiful idea, Alice. What is going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Alan Wake 2. Just literally did this myself in real life.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Pretty convincing cityscape. Not this window, of course. This is just an abyss. What is that back there in the background behind the snow? You can almost see like the outlines. It's super interesting to see how far cityscapes have come in gaming.
Oh, hey.
They've gotten a lot better at that.
Mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Damn. Look at that, Alan. You got mad over a typewriter.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
Hold that thought.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
No, that's not Alan Wake's voice anymore.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge. It had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
I'm right here. I'm on it,
home.
honey.
Please hurry!
Return to sender. What I can't forget. Alex Casey. The things that I want and the fall of Casey. A lot of tiles in
I
here
really
about
don't
that.
like this, Alan. Please hurry!
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Hi, okay.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
It's really cute that she's like terrified of the dark.
It's stupid, but it's just, especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No.
I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket for when I have kids.
I love you.
If they're afraid of the
Even
dark.
if you are a liar.
It's a pretty good idea, Alan.
Thanks for this.
Tips for parents right there.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Somehow I don't think that's on the cards,
Then,
Doc.
Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sherriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sherriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Why is there a giant fish on the table?
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me.
That's not
But
bad.
she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
True, it is pretty relaxing. Although I suspect most people from modern society that are so used to consuming information 24/7 with their TVs and phones and shit would probably have a lot of anxiety sitting out somewhere quiet trying to fish. Missing Richard, Bob, Bruce Dansky, and Jacob Miller on a camping trip overdue, haven't been in contact. If you have seen them or know their whereabouts, please call 555-9932. Thank you.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later
Oh,
on.
hey,
to
it's the
arrange
lantern lady.
Just in case.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Appreciate that.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd
Such
fit
as?
right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper.
I think
Bright
she knows
Falls
something
has a
you don't.
colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
Right.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Yeah, that'd be the widow woman that we saw.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the parade float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Yeah, that's not gonna look good, is it, considering they found us, though?
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this.
A little Verizon plug, though.
Hello?
Alice, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Okay.
I need some fresh air. Can I go out? In the back, maybe?
Of course, Mr. Wake. I understand. You can get there through the cells. Deputy Grant can show you the way.
I'm sorry. All of this, it's just a lot to take in.
Take your time, Mr. Wake. I understand.
Just
Can
looks
I ask
more
you
and
what
more
the call was
so.
about, Mr. Wake?
It's personal.
Well, we are looking for your wife, and I'm going to need your cooperation if I'm going to help you.
I need a moment, after I get some fresh air.
Okay, you can find me here. We'll talk when you feel up to it.
How high would Alan be on your suspect list right now if you were law enforcement? Everybody just going messing around him since he rolled into town, and when you ask him questions, it's convenient lack of memory in all those avenues.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Could be pretty high
Of
up on
course,
mine.
Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he'd quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
It's a very casual way of talking about that.
Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the lights on? The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here.
Well, based on what I experienced last night, I think I understand.
Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're alright. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen, you gotta listen carefully now.
I'm listening.
Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien!
Okay.
I know it sounds like something that a drunk would say.
You had me until the space alien, friend. If you would have said shadows, I would have been all aboard. But now you're talking about like the little green man, unfortunately. So you stay in that cell. Sleep it off.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
I told him.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, "Go through the fence on the left."
I've got another radio station here and some coffee. What's on the radio this morning?
It's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the Sheriff's Department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting that the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Yeah, I'm very afraid of music in this game because I had to edit out a big chunk of the end of the last episode because it got blocked in several countries because of the Roy Orbison songs. So I'm going to run away from music. Every time I hear it, I'm going to flee for my fucking life. Likely that it's just because it was Roy Orbison, but still. Don't want to take chances with the videos, you know?
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Love those pages.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
So we're missing a week from when we sat down the desk. Or when we walked into the desk, rather, and jumped into the lake. But nah, there's a week unaccounted for in the story. Looks like he finally decided to sleep it off.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable.
I already
for their
don't trust or
actions,
like that
of
guy.
course. I can
How he's
assure you
dressed.
that my staff has
Anybody who wears a cardigan like that
Tor
is a
and
smug
Owen
asshole.
never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress
And
of
Tor and Odin would be the old man that asked us to put the lime in the
Are you
coconut.
feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well,
Yeah,
we
look at
still
his
need to talk
face.
about-
Am I under arrest?
That is a smug
No,
asshole through
of
and
course
through.
not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The
He reminds me of like the
Majestic
stereotype of the rich prick at like the country club.
cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
That's a nice right hand, Alan.
Hey, nobody move. Get your hands
That felt
off
good
of
to
my
watch.
client. Who are you? I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I get my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah.
Oh, the classic New Yorker, I
I
love
don't
it.
want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
The fucking life preserver jacket too. He just screams Taurus, doesn't he?
What the hell was
The
that?
Miami Vice shirt.
We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
How could they lock me up, Barry? My agent was
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park.
Of course, he drives a big yellow truck.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake!
Oh,
Barry,
hey,
you
Rose.
found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Oh my god, Barry, stop.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault.
Yeah,
She's
it's
a
kinda
very
fucked up,
nice
Alan.
girl and,
This is
more
being nice.
importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was
Fan
very
site.
helpful when I was looking for you.
Yeah, what did this say? The skeleton of a Colombian mammoth, Mammuthus columbi. The specimen, estimated to be 14,000 years old, was recovered from the Labrie tar pits in 1981. It was donated to the Elderwood National Park in 1998, when the Colombian mammoth became Washington's state fossil. Named Buck-Toothed Charlie, it has since become the park's official mascot. That's a big boy. And little elephant plushies here, or mammoth plushies. Cowboy hats. Where's my coffee mugs at? I know they're here somewhere.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
He's like the true friend. We're telling him all this ludicrous shit, and he didn't like turn us in or like try and get us committed. That's a very good reason why we didn't tell the sheriff all that. Yeah, it's fucked up that he was talking shit about Rose. She's just being nice. She might not be the most, you know, Einstein of Zol, but just bring the park ranger over here, some coffee, being nice.
Easy there, boy.
No reason to
I'm
talk
almost
shit.
done.
Hey, Rusty,
Dargo.
right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Buck-Tooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
That's the dog we had about on the radio last night.
Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Hell, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Poachers.
Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
They're on my shit list too.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing, listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds.
Yeah.
If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, and the head wound certainly makes it worse. But mind that view.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Yeah, I'm okay with the hunters.
If you have any trouble finding it,
But
just
poachers?
keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Poachers are a whole nother
Hey,
ball
if
game.
you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know.
And I am very much not a fan of traps.
Right, thanks.
Like, if you want to sit in the woods with a rifle and hide in the bush and wait for something to come along and use finesse and skill and like a degree of respect, I'm fine with hunters. But if you just want to put like bear traps out that pin their leg and then you just get like the freebie shot where it can't defend itself, I am very much not okay with that.
Look, Al, you're asking me to
Not a fan of
believe that
sport
you
hunting.
shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me?
You
There's
called
no
me
way you
bestseller.
should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York.
You're definitely not alone.
Uh-huh.
I would go with him if I was in Barry's shoes. Because I wouldn't want him out in the woods alone after he hit his head and he's talking all this cockamamie shit, so I would go with him. But he would get the benefit of the doubt from me just because friends and loyalty and all that. But yeah, sport hunting I'm not super big on, but if you eat the meat and you hunt, well, what I consider to be hunting ethically, then I'm cool with all that. I just think there's a way you should go about it.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak.
Gesundheit.
He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Deliverance.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Alrighty guys, this seems like a really good place to wrap up, so I'm gonna leave it here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, please check out the links in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Alan Wake 2. Have a good day guys, take care.